What an amazing KVK. Jesus Christ. Holy Lord. This is how the map looks like. I think it's a done deal. I also have seen messages calling it a GG. So at this point, if you check the maps, the flags, it's done. I think it's done. I don't need to paint, but just in case, let me draw the lines. But it's pretty obvious. There we go. And here we go. So yeah, 4 days there was no progress in the middle. Now there is, and 77 is snacking up the left side. I've checked some chats, a little bit Discord. I think it's a GG, it got cold. I'm not, you know, with AI I have no idea what is real anymore. There can be fakes, but that's a GG. Pretty sure on the Discord they also wrote something. The good stuff, which is always happening after KVKs, after Kingsland. Yeah, I think they're calling it, they will try to backflag as far as I could read, just to delay a bit. But yeah, Kingsland is kind of done deal. Crazy. How many days they have been fighting? I have to say I'm kind of happy it's done. Man, it's even covering this on stream was getting a little bit exhausting, I have to say. And those people fighting, man, I don't want to imagine. So many people lost their job. I'm very sure. Pilots big time. Some people sponsored big times into piloting. I think there are some free pilots which changed into being paid. And man, the pilot's going crazy. 8 days Kingsland. Hey Freya. GG's A. Big kudos to Water. Like seriously, who would have expected Water going so far in? This was actually crazy. I remember 3 days ago in the chat, people called it. Hey, wait for the downtime of Water. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. And yes, I'm aware Avix sponsored some pilots for Water. That's part of the game. That's part of the money game. Look, a big spender, spending money in bundles, he's also getting his advantages. If he is sponsoring pilots, it's just another way, another extension. There can even be some other stuff which I'm not aware about, which you can do by money. You can even bribe or something, you know. This is always part of the game, the money thing. So I think a big thanks to Avix. I think people are appreciating him. Not always not everyone have been using the pilot stuff, but I think it brought a lot of activity into Water also. Man, Water has to... You have to get into some off-season. You need to get back your power. But everyone here, actually everyone. 77 drained. 89 even is drained, I think, at this point. I mean, they give everything. And 93 also. Now, I have to say for 93 they had a longer off-season, right? They had a longer off-season, so they had more speed-ups to burn. This came also to their advantage. But overall, you cannot complain about anyone. 77 struggled a little bit at this point here. They lost flags, and the comeback was huge. I remember me even calling it a GG. I said, hey, it's done. 77 pulling out. There wasn't much activity of the 93 side, but it changed. So on the other day, man, 77 came back, and they came back big time. GG to everyone who played. I said it is not over yet. I'm proud of everyone in Watercam. They gave everything. Yeah. Wildline and Mr. Hope are crazy. Yeah. We can have a look on the stats actually. Hold on. Let's check the current stats. $10.93 minus a 1. Updated 2 hours ago. That should be fine. So what are we talking about? Is this trillion, right? Is this normal? You having 1 trillion? Man, they broke the numbers. Did ever someone broke the numbers like that? I do not remember. But this should be trillion or something. Out of my perspective. Jesus Christ, 89. And very close to 93. The deads going ham 1.4 billion compared to 1.05. 93. 32.51 Freya. You did amazing actually. All water camp. All water camp did. 23.77. Wait, the dads? Ooh, they as a camp have the highest dads. So what are we talking about? Deltas. Since beginning of KVK? Ooh. Fire and wind, very close. Same to water and earth. Still fighting. Here are the players. Oh my god, El Haitam. He has made 33 billion kill points alone. This is the highest ever. I think the record was 27 before this KVK. 27 billion kill points was the maximum. Now the new goal is 33. Man, this is just you cannot imagine this. It's so crazy. 33. How are you doing this? This is so crazy. Mr. Hope. Oh, okay. I think this is also a record. Look at the dads. Wild Lion and Hope. 107, 108 million dads. 108 million dads on both accounts, very close. I think they spoke with each other, getting the same points. There's no other way. You're having the same. I think dads was different. This is definitely a new record. Guys, you need to imagine this is 1 billion power. So they have put more than 1 billion power in dads on the table. Crazy. BT Cyborg, 70. Ghost Rider, Ita Noob, rank 5 on the dads, on the DKP. Let's check on DKP. Mad Beerus? No, there we go. Al Haitam, Goldfish, Cyborg, Hope, Genie, Super Cow, Akanada, D-Ace, Wild Lion, Amadaziz, Fart, Dz, Toxic, Abo, Mr. Nobody, Pepper, Winter, 15. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Fire player still KP chasing. Well, this is part of the deal. I don't think they're just pulling out. They will back flag. You can lose also in a smart way, I guess. They're not just throwing. Good evening, Fleisch. Hey, how are you? Hope you're having a great day. Hey, thank you very much. Yeah, so far. Keep in mind we have final exam very soon. Actually in 45 minutes we have final exam in voice. 33 billion is wild, yeah. We definitely have some new records. I'm just calling it. I think this was the biggest KVK we're going to witness in 26. I mean, 26 just started. But to be honest, we had the biggest of the biggest in this KVK. All you are looking for in Rise of Kingdoms. All you can wish for, actually. And another good thing, it was very even. Great matchmaking. You can see on the stats that the bottom camps nearly have the same performance, which is great. Same thing for the top side. Also, it lasted for days. This was the 8th day. The 8th day. Crazy. This is how you know it's very even. People are actually burned. They will be happy if they can have a rest. Yo, they're gonna enjoy this rest, that's for sure. So the third Zig opening will definitely go to the right side. I don't think there will be much fighting, because till then... well, I guess this territory will be cut, right? Yep. Pretty sure. So the third Zig, I think, is a done deal. Maybe they have different plans, but the messages I've seen in Discord... Leaking chats. Felt like a real war, I can imagine. Well, actually, you have to fight, not getting fired from your job. That's also part of the real war. I know some people who actually got like 4 hours in 3 days of sleep. 4 hours sleep in 3 days. GG's, Shiny, I think there are even more. There are also other people who did the same. So people are definitely drained. So, if in 10 years you want to look back, the streams are on my channel. We actually covered this from the beginning. So full Kingsland from the opening to the end. So we got this on tape, saved up. Like I said, I don't think we're going to get something similar in this size for 26, but let's see, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. One thing is sure, those who participated, they need to charge up. Yo, they need some, maybe some farming KVK or some smaller. In less than 30 minutes, Dick territory will be cut. Yeah, it's going fast now. Because it's kinda also official, I guess. Pretty sure there are people who take paid vacation days to play KVK. Well, the amount of people participating, there are so many stories right now, I think. This would even be worse to make several videos about it. What happened? Because they had to fight and skip work or skip other things they normally have to do. Can you imagine how many relations just got broken by this KVK? Yeah, it's true. Because of so many people. Some people definitely lost their relation with their girlfriends. Maybe boyfriends, who knows? You know, gamer girls. Mr. Hope and White Line are the real billionaires. I'm not sure they are billionaires, but they don't mind throwing dollars into the game. Al Haitam fake flex? Well, it doesn't matter. If you want to call it fake, you know, if you're using the word fake, I mean, you have a lot of pilots involved. What's real? What is your stats? You know, this is nothing distinctive anymore. If you check a high, just him for example, I mean, most likely he's playing on his own. I don't know anyone else with high kill points, high deaths. I mean, how many of those are from yourself? If you're using pilots, this is not the thing anymore, which you can consider. And you need to keep in mind, if we're talking 33 billion kill points, I mean, this is off table for anyone else. You cannot pay for it. Just the price to get the resources. And then you also need the speed ups. Speed ups is crazy. You can only afford this as a high spender, as a crack. Otherwise, you will not have the speed ups to do this. So that's on a different level, actually. This is constant piloting. The best pilots you can get. Right? This is just not just going for stats, but you're actually focusing on getting the best of the best. Putting your name on top of the list. When is your Kingdom KVK, bro? My Kingsland opening is... No, level 7 pass opening, I guess. No, Kingsland should be on Monday. Not the 2nd, the 9th. So in 8 days should be Kingsland, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. 8 days should be Kingsland. Is it? The 9th? I know that Thursday or Friday will be past 7. Then you have 3 more days. Should be the 9th, yeah, on Monday. I cannot see the healing right now. Going for wind camp. So let's just have a look where there still is fighting. Or serious fighting. Here it's burning. Yeah, you can see they teleporting out. They're porting out. Flags burning. Burning. Yeah, they will be cut. So it's very official. 3 to 4 pilots for 20 hours on rotation. I can imagine, man, pilots went crazy. So much money got pumped into the pilot game. If you need a cheap pilot, I think now is a good time, because pilots now have a lot of time available. Now you have a lot of pilots looking for work, that's for sure. Check the flag next to the pass. Bro, coordinates, please. 93-1, yes, they did. 93 and 77-1. But GG's to everyone else. Water camp, crazy and amazing. 89. Also They have been the backbone, so they kept holding. I think I missed so many strategic things, like small flags being placed. Small mistakes have been made on both sides, maybe. But it led to this situation. And I think everyone is drained. Actually, the comeback was the biggest thing. And this is what makes this KVK actually so crazy. We had to come back. I didn't expect it 77 to be able to push again, but they did. And there we are. They won. We actually have all these beautiful and amazing elements what a good KVK is made about. Similar power, long fights, big names, big numbers, and a huge comeback. This is what you want from a good movie. You want a comeback, someone getting pushed, and then he's coming back, yo. So we got a good movie here. Jabe is saying yesterday there was a meeting between Earth and Wind. They decided no sleep before fire and water out of Kingsland. Hope and Lion were main motivators. Oh, really? That's a good one. Even more people lost their job. Yeah, that's for sure. So guys, if you have some work for some people here, I think they may be looking. They just got fired. Drama. Yeah, I'm not too sure about the drama. I guess there was some drama when 77 got pushed back. I wasn't able to get the full lore. I heard 93 and 77 had some small dispute. I'm not sure about the details, but whatever it was, the comeback is there. So it worked out. And also, man, a bad thing to me. I called it a GG, I think 2 or 3 days ago. I said, hey, it's over. 93 cannot make it. No activity. Flags have been burning. 77 got pushed back till this location. I said, hey, next day it's done. So also, man, bad on me. I miscalculated or estimated, whatever you want to call it. Great KVK. How much do pilots getting paid? I think rates went up in this KVK because of demand. If you have a high demand, the rates going up. I can imagine there also have been free pilots just to enter the game. This is what pilots do. If you have never piloted, you need to get some reviews, you know, some feedback from people which you can use to get more clients. You want to start free. So you have some free pilots going around, getting some evidence of being able to pilot in a good way. But I think the price starting from 3, I think average is 7. I think the average is 7 per hour for a good one. 3 to 7, and then you scale by how good they are. I think the high scale pilots are even getting more. Maybe up to 15 for the really good ones. But then it's scaling, like the difference between 90 and 100% will scale very high. From, I don't know, 10 bucks to 15 bucks, I can imagine. And keep in mind they're also getting, they're streaming and they're getting donations and stuff. So the price per hour is not everything. Some pilots are also charging, I think, per 100 million kill points. GV77 continues to cut through the 89 region and its allies. Good work. Yeah, they keep doing it. Pilots usually get 6 to 7 USD per hour or 13 per 100 million kill points. Yeah, the high ones I don't think they're gonna tell you. Maybe they have fixed values. I can imagine. Look, here's the tip for the pilots. If you're getting hired by a whale, you can also make goals. Let's say, hey, if you're gonna reach 3 billion kill points till specific date, you get a bonus. Make sure you're negotiating your bonus. Maybe there was a bonus for reaching 30 billion kill points for Al. I don't know. Could be the case. Maybe 2,000 bonus for 30 billion. I mean, those people don't care much about money. They do, but numbers are important. I can hardly imagine like Enzo only getting 8. I mean, come on. Must be more. Don't forget whales give tips. Yeah, that's true. So this is only what you seeing, which is officially. Yeah, being a good pilot, I think, is a good job right now. You shouldn't throw your school or your studies to become a pilot, but yeah, I mean, I think it's good business right now. So what's actually happening is you have people managing the groups, and kingdoms are reaching out to those people managing it. And then you get the full package. You're getting a bundle. Then you have big whales saying, hey, I have a pot, I have a budget. Give me all the pilots for my kingdoms, and they're managing it. Alright, let's stop talking about pilots. Let's stop talking about pilots. How about resource sellers? They also made big bucks. Who else made big bucks? Lilith, GG's. I think this was a good KVK. I think it was. I don't want to limit this like just saying, hey, money, money. I mean, it's part of the game. This is how it works, but I think a lot of people had fun. So if it works out for everyone, in the end, it's a win-win for some. Win-win, and there's someone lost. Yeah, the next big KVK will be mine. This is very rare to say, but yeah. 3672 will have to fight against 1316 in Kingsland. I think it's also going to last days. And yeah, it's going to be struggling. I'm going not to face the same thing, I don't want to say, but 1316 definitely strong. Sea Will, X, a lot of Chinese 60 GT people there. They looking stacked, yo. So we will be going to beat them. That's the plan. You know, everyone has a plan till he's getting punched in the face. There's a saying. At the end, it's who has the biggest ego and who's willing to drop more. Yeah, people definitely had to increase their limits, what they wanted or what they have been willing to give. Definitely. We have so many low power cities. They went to the edge. There will be a good off season to charge back. Well, you get back 60% of your troops. Good stats. So yeah, guys, in 15 minutes there's final exam I need to prepare. Final exam is 3 gems, I think around 1500. You need the preliminary. I'm going to host this event in Discord and voice. I'm just giving the answers, you just have to click. And this is kind of 3 gems. So if you want to join up, it's discord.gg/fleisch, but as said, you need to get the preliminary too in order to join the final exam. So if you just heard about it, you didn't know before, you cannot participate, you have to wait 2 weeks. There it goes, you need the prelim, and then you can join the final exam. This is the first I've done, and on the second account I'm going to do the 12 UTC one. It's kind of 3 gems, you just have to listen to the answers and click it. I'm going to switch to my second account very soon. And I need to prepare. And again, man, everyone, GG's. What an amazing KVK. Thank you very much for this great performance, content, big names. I think it's going into history. People are going to remember it. And if you want to check in on some things, man, the streams will always be on my channel. Well, not always. Or every, you know, maybe in 5 years I'm gone. I don't know. I don't think so. But it will always be there. I even have streams from, I think, 6 years ago. Oh, 5 years ago? Yeah, 4 or 5 years ago. They're still there. Alrighties, guys, hey. Thank you very much for joining me on this journey. GG to everyone. W. And hey, please drop a like. Subscribe to the channel. The next KVK I'm going to cover. Let's see what we getting presented. What will be the next big thing? Alright, calling it here. Join up Discord, the final exam for gems, guys. See you, have a good day. GG's.